Forget the main saga. The real threat to the universe is locked away in the DBZ movies. We're breaking down every single Dragon Ball Z movie villain, from Garlic Jr.'s immortality trick to the cosmic terror of Janemba and the berserk power of Broly. Garlic Jr. In Movie 1, Dead Zone, Garlic Jr. serves as the main villain. He is the immortal, revenge-driven son of Garlic, a demonic contender who, centuries prior, had failed to claim the role of Earth's guardian and was defeated by Kami. Driven by deep hatred for both Kami and humanity, Garlic Jr. spent years amassing power, ultimately gathering the 7 Dragon Balls to wish for eternal life, ensuring his dominion would literally last forever. With his wish granted, he unleashed the Dead Zone, a terrifying dark vortex capable of trapping enemies in an eternal void. He captured Goku's infant son Gohan as bait to lure out the Z-Fighters. However, his endless arrogance proved to be his downfall. Goku, Piccolo, and Kami cornered him in a climactic battle. Though his immortality granted him impressive resilience, Garlic Jr. disastrously underestimated Gohan's massive, hidden potential. In a sudden, furious burst of latent rage, Gohan shattered Garlic Jr.'s stronghold and sent the villain spiraling directly into the very dead zone he had created, trapped for all eternity. Dr. Wheelo. The chilling main antagonist in Movie 2, The World's Strongest, is Dr. Wheelo. Decades earlier, he was a brilliant but controversial scientist, renowned for his unethical pursuit of physical and intellectual perfection. When his physical body was destroyed in an avalanche, his loyal assistant preserved Wheelo's brain, housing it in a colossal biomechanized biosuit deep within a hidden, icy laboratory. He waited there for the perfect host body, eventually fixating on Goku's incredible strength after realizing Master Roshi was no longer the world's strongest. Wheelo deployed bio-warriors as tests, unleashing monstrous mutated creations on the Z-Fighters. In his titanic mechanical form, he wielded devastating psychic powers and overwhelming brute strength, dominating the battlefield. Despite his overwhelming size and telekinetic abilities, he was no match for the combined might of Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin. Goku's fully charged Spirit Bomb, a final desperate attack, proved to be Wheelo's ultimate undoing, destroying his mechanical shell and his twisted ambitions forever. Turles. Turles, the main villain in Movie 3, The Tree of Might, is a rogue Saiyan warrior and former low-class soldier who strikingly resembles Goku. He led a small, elite crew of mercenaries known as the Turles Crusher Corps and embodied what Goku could have become had he fully embraced his cruel warrior heritage. His sinister goal brought him to Earth, to plant the Tree of Might, a parasitic alien organism that drains a planet's life force to produce a power-boosting fruit. Turles had already ravaged countless worlds, leaving only barren husks behind. After consuming the fruit, Turles' power skyrocketed, allowing him to easily overpower Goku, even with the Kaioken technique. Yet Goku's pure will and connection to Earth's remaining energy proved decisive. By forming a spirit bomb drawn from the life force that hadn't yet been consumed, Goku unleashed a final devastating attack that obliterated both Turles and the monstrous tree that he had planted. Lord Slug. In Movie 4, Lord Slug, we encounter Lord Slug, the ancient, tyrannical super Namekian warlord who was so inherently evil that he was exiled from planet Namek centuries ago. By the time he reached Earth, Slug was decrepit, but after collecting the Dragon Balls, he wished for his youth to be restored, regaining both his vitality and terrifying strength. His goal was to conquer Earth, leading a technologically advanced army, and quickly terraform the planet by manipulating the climate, plunging it into an unnatural, frozen darkness. Slug quickly proved his superiority, defeating Goku and his allies with ease. Piccolo realized the truth about Slug's origins, and upon discovering the Namekian weakness to high-pitched frequencies, Gohan used his whistling to weaken the tyrant. Seizing the opportunity, Goku then used a spirit bomb formed from Earth's last energy reserves to obliterate Slug, ending his cosmic reign of terror. Cooler. The main villain in Movie 5, Cooler's Revenge, is Cooler, the elder brother of Frieza. Unlike his impulsive sibling, Cooler was colder, more calculating, and driven by a ruthless sense of superiority. He came to Earth for revenge after a Saiyan, Goku, had disgraced his bloodline by killing Frieza. Accompanied by his elite strike team, the Cooler Armored Squadron, Cooler relentlessly hunted Goku, who was caught off guard and wounded. Cooler had unlocked a final, 5th form, a transformation Frieza never achieved, that granted him immense power and a fearsome new appearance. In this form, Cooler dominated the battlefield, outmatching Goku even after he transformed into a Super Saiyan. But as the Earth suffered under his wrath, Goku's rage finally ignited. Tapping into the full power of his new form, Goku launched a devastating assault, overwhelming Cooler and sending him hurtling directly into the sun, ending his mission of vengeance. Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler is the chilling villain of Movie 6, The Return of Cooler. It's the reborn, fully mechanized form of Cooler. After his defeat, Cooler's remains were discovered by the sentient planet-sized machine known as the Big Gede Star. His consciousness fused with the star's systems, and, no longer bound by biology, he gained the ability to indefinitely replicate his mechanical body. His goal was to drain the energy of new Namek to sustain the Big Gede Star's massive expansion. Goku and Vegeta arrived to confront this threat, only to be overwhelmed by Metal Cooler's enhanced strength and relentless assault. In his metallic form, Cooler possessed increased durability, instant regeneration, and adaptability. Even after destroying a single Metal Cooler, they were horrified to see hundreds more emerge. Captured within the Big Gede Star, the two Saiyans unleashed a combined energy overload, a final, desperate act of resistance that sabotaged the star's systems from within, destroying both the Big Gede Star and every iteration of Metal Cooler. Android 13. In Movie 7, Super Android 13, Android 13 is the main villain, a deadly remnant of Dr. Gero's legacy. Even after the Doctor's death, his supercomputer continued silently operating deep beneath the Earth, activating androids 13, 14, and 15 to fulfill the final directive: destroy Goku at all costs. Androids 14 and 15 struck first, forcing the Z-Fighters, including future Trunks and Vegeta, into an immediate confrontation. The true threat emerged when Android 13 arrived, calm, composed, and lethal. After Vegeta and Trunks successfully destroyed his partners, the fight took a dark turn. Android 13 absorbed their remains, transforming into Super Android 13, a huge blue-skinned monster with a dramatic spike in power. He easily overpowered the Super Saiyan Z-Fighters. In a desperate final attempt, Goku gathered energy for a spirit bomb, and, in a move never before seen, he absorbed the attack into his Super Saiyan state, unleashing a single powerful strike that completely obliterated Super Android 13. Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. Broly is arguably the most iconic and terrifying villain of the DBZ films. The main antagonist in Movie 8, Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. Born with an extraordinary power level, he was feared even as an infant by King Vegeta, who ordered his execution. Broly survived and was raised by his father Paragus, who used a mind control device to suppress his son's unstable rage while plotting revenge. The trap was sprung on a distant planet. Broly's suppressed fury was triggered by the voice of Goku, and the mind control device failed, causing him to transform into the towering, berserk legendary Super Saiyan with a green aura. In this form, Broly's strength surpassed that of all the Z-Fighters combined. He tore through Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Gohan with sadistic ease. Ultimately, the tide only turned when Goku, gathering energy from his allies, landed a desperate final punch directly to Broly's stomach. A concentrated blow that channeled their combined strength into a single point, launching Broly into space. Bojack. The main villain in Movie 9, Bojack Unbound, is a ruthless space pirate and the leader of the Galaxy Soldiers. His reign of destruction across the cosmos was so extreme that the Four Kai intervened, imprisoning him beneath a distant star. However, when Goku sacrificed himself to defeat Cell and King Kai's planet was destroyed, the cosmic seal containing Bojack was inadvertently shattered. Free once more, he set his sights on Earth during a martial arts tournament, quickly revealing his intentions for pure chaos and domination. His elite crew overpowered the Z-Fighters, isolating them one by one. Gohan, the final line of defense, was completely outmatched by Bojack's raw strength and brutal tactics. Pushed to the brink and taunted, Goku, watching from the other world, briefly intervened. Inspired and enraged by his father's distant help, Gohan tapped into the full fury of his Super Saiyan 2 form, unleashing a wave of power that obliterated Bojack's lieutenant and finally Bojack himself. Broly. Second time, Broly returned as the main villain in Movie 10, Broly's Second Coming. Thought to have died after his first defeat, he survived and crash-landed on Earth, remaining frozen in a coma for 7 years. His residual hatred for Goku, Kakarot, reawakened him when he heard the cries from Goten. Now a wild, feral version of his former self, he emerged with a single purpose: to annihilate anything connected to Goku. Goten, Trunks, and Gohan struggled desperately to contain the onslaught. Even Super Saiyan strength wasn't enough to stop Broly's unstable, overwhelming power. It was the spirit of Goku reaching from the other world during Goten's plea for help that finally turned the tide. In a climactic moment, Goku briefly appeared alongside his sons, and the three Saiyans, united in body and spirit, launched a combined Kamehameha that finally overpowered Broly's final attack and obliterated him entirely. Bio Broly. The bizarre villain in movie 11, Bio Broly, is the grotesque clone of the original legendary Super Saiyan. Remnants of Broly's DNA were recovered by the wealthy bioengineer Lord Jaguar, who financed a lab to create unstoppable bioweapons. The clone was submerged in a biofluid, but a malfunction caused it to mutate into a deformed, oozing monstrosity, stripped of its Saiyan pride, but retaining the original's immense power and primal rage. Goten, Trunks, Android 18 and Krillin were drawn into the chaos and struggled to contain Bio Broly's violent attack as his body threatened to spread like a virus. The heroes, however, discovered that seawater caused the biofluid to harden into stone. They lured the creature into a massive tidal wave triggered by Goten and Trunks' combined Kamehameha, petrifying Bio Broly mid-attack and ending his rampage. Janemba. Janemba is the bizarre, reality-warping demon who serves as the main villain in Movie 12, Fusion Reborn. He was created when a teenage ogre monitoring King Yemma's soul-cleansing machine allowed it to malfunction, releasing a concentrated wave of pure negative energy that transformed the ogre. He first appeared in his monstrous, reality-bending first form, baffling Goku with his physics-defying techniques. When wounded, Janemba morphed into his sleek, deadly final form, a silent, bloodthirsty warrior wielding a dark energy sword. Both Goku and Vegeta were individually outmatched by his speed, swordplay, and regeneration. Realizing neither could win alone, they performed the fusion dance to create Gogeta, a fusion so powerful that he dismantled Janemba in a dazzling fury of speed and power, purifying the evil essence that had corrupted the ogre. Hildegarn. The ancient, nightmarish monster, Hildegarn, is the final villain in Movie 13, Wrath of the Dragon. He originated from a peaceful world, Konats, where he was created through dark sorcery. His immense power forced two brave warriors, Tapian and his brother Minotia, to seal the beast away inside their own bodies. Years later, a villainous old man named Hoi tricked the Z-Fighters into releasing Tapian to resurrect the monster. Once Hildegarn's full form reassembled, he emerged as a colossal, uncontrollable beast, chaos incarnate, attacking cities with brute force and teleporting erratically. Super Saiyan warriors were powerless against his size and unpredictable phasing body. It was then that Goku stepped forward and unveiled a new, awe-inspiring technique, the Dragon Fist, a blazing dragon-shaped attack born from his own spirit, which finally obliterated the creature and ended the millennia-old terror.